What's going on, folks? I literally just rolled out of bed. I didn't just wake up. I just decided to get up. Hold on one second. Alright, now that I got my lighting set up, as you guys probably saw in the title, we're reacting to Woke World by Tom MacDonald. You guys, I've been reacting to a lot of Tom MacDonald videos. I would say I have pretty fair opinions on the guy. If you guys want to go see my other videos, go check them out. Also, go check out Tom MacDonald. I really like his music. I could do without the political stuff, but I think he makes some fair points about certain things. So yeah.
America is fallen, turned our men into women. Our billionaires get private islands where they're trafficking children. The flag is burning in the streets. We don't believe the politicians.
Okay, so immediate comments on transgender and the Epstein files. Transgender, I'm not going to talk about too much. The Epstein files, the American people have every single right to know about what happened in the Epstein files. Every single thing on those documents should be released. No censors, no censors at all. I can't remember what I was going to say. Redaction. No redaction. Sorry, I just had to grab a drink real quick. But yeah, we have the right to know everything about that man, everything revolving around that man, the CIA operatives that were involved, so on and so forth. I think that's our right.
We defunded the police and free speech has been restricted, and Canada has fallen. Their dollar ain't worth a buck. If you misgender someone there, you're getting fined or locked up.
Okay, that's true. So I don't remember what it's called, but there are literally laws against things like hate speech and stuff like that. If you misgender somebody, you can get actually arrested, fined. I don't remember what it's called. Don't quote me on that. But I know that you can you can face consequences for it.
Trudeau censored the internet, then they banned half the guns. The trucker convoy was the last breath of freedom in their lungs. And the UK has fallen, getting woker every day. It's illegal immigrants throwing acid into faces. Protests and riots, COVID record inflation. The people lost their freedom. Great Britain lost its greatness. America to Europe, across...
Okay, so I'm going to talk about this on my Witness channel. This is an obvious setup for the rise of the Antichrist. We're not going to get too religious in it, but if I had to say mass control and accumulation of power and mass monitoring, especially with the advancements on AI and stuff like that, it's becoming very obvious which direction we're heading towards. But yeah.
The globe, every country, every city, every neighborhood and home, it's infecting everything and everybody that we know, so just say it. Screw everything woke. Say it at the top of your lungs, don't let it go. Scream it out into the streets, I promise that you're not alone.
No, screw everything woke. I agree. I have a very relaxed idea on how I view the world, and it's whatever benefits humanity as a whole best, not what benefits one person over the other. I don't believe in things like racial or gender politics or anything like that. Or identity politics, I meant to say. So I think one of the biggest issues about with not Tom's music per se, but with what Tom talks about is I feel like it inflates the core of the problem. So beyond what the actual issue is, and the issue is division. It is it originally started with the creation of the political parties, which George Washington and a couple of the other founding fathers themselves actually went against that idea. You are your party, your identity becoming your party. I know people like Charlie Kirk said something about this. Even old philosophers said something about this too. It's when you start mixing up somebody's humanity with their actual identity, with who they are, you become desensitized to who that person is. And it's how we end up in really, really big tragedies. I'm not comparing to any specific historical event or anything like that, but there are points in history where identity and politic have become one and the same. Like, you can't speak out, you can't talk about certain things, and yes, the freedom of, like, violence on freedom of speech, especially, it is, I would argue that that's our biggest issue right now, not somebody being trans. I think the closing in on what people can say versus what they should say, the blending of those two ideas, that is becoming an actual issue, and it's going to lead to bigger problems where we already are, and it's been going on since the 2000s, since the beginning of the 2000s. It started definitely escalating in the late 2010s. Anyway.
Go ahead, say it with your chest way down deep in your soul, but just say it. Screw everything woke. Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground. Burn everything woke. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this woke world down. Burn everything woke. America.
I'm sorry, Tom, where the fuck did you get a police car from, bro? I gotta hear that. Hit me up. Tell me where the fuck you got that police car from. I want one.
This world down. America is fallen, woke became a disease. They made trillions off of mandatory lethal vaccines. The anthem plays and half the country is still taking a knee. Blacks and whites fighting over whose life matters the least. And Canada has fallen, people can't afford to pay for food. The media's all liberal, it's nothing but the fake news. There's oil in the ground and pipeline.
Okay, so the thing about vaccines, polio is scarier than autism. We're not gonna, we're just gonna leave that there. Polio is scarier than autism. The other thing about vaccines is I completely agree. They shouldn't be forced on anybody. Like, you shouldn't have to go through some form of famine or poverty for not receiving a vaccine. But to be fair, sometimes a vaccine is a very, it's a good thing, most often than not. What else was I gonna say? I forgot.
They refuse to use or only heard if you're indigenous or LGBTQ Australia.
So that's not true. I'm indigenous. I am Shawnee Indian. And that's not true at all. I don't have any, I don't have anybody who hears me out on stuff like race or individuality or identity or anything like that. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because everyone believes that because they are in their own camp, they know everything about it. For example, I know people who claim to be autistic. I'm autistic. They act as if they know everything there is to know about autism, even though there is a lot that we don't know. So yeah, that's just an example. That's not true though. LGBTQ thing, that's definitely true. Some people I've met in the past, my ex's brother, a couple of other people who are LGBT, very often within other LGBT spaces, they silence the voices of other, and this isn't against LGBT, by the way, don't get that twisted. They silence the voices of people who are not in their camp. And this isn't, like I said, just about LGBT. It's about very specific groups of people and other groups as well, such as radical leftists, radical rightists, ancient alien believers. I really hope my grandpa doesn't watch. He's an ancient alien believer. He's a fucking crazy ancient alien believer, man. Goodness. Alright, let's get back into this.
His fallen Ireland been up in flames, people rioting and dying, divided, fighting for change, and from Canada to Finland, Denmark, back to USA.
I love his phrase.
That's what we're standing up against. America to Europe, across the globe. Every country, every city, every neighborhood and home. It's infecting everything and everybody that we know, so just say it. Screw everything woke. Say it at the top of your lungs, don't let it go. Scream it out into the streets, I promise that you're not alone. Go ahead, say it with your chest way down deep in your soul, but just say it. Screw everything woke. Rise up, I can see your fire.
I gotta say, Tom MacDonald is one of the most talented musicians I've ever heard, and it's very impressive. I wouldn't even go so far as to just say rapper. He's super talented, for some reason super polarizing. He's actually like genuinely impressive. I like his music. I like some of the things that I've seen online. From the interactions with other people, I think he's a pretty cool person. Though I criticize some of the things that he says, which I'm completely allowed to do. You know, I'm allowed to disagree with certain things. I think a lot of the core of what he says comes from good faith, and he wants freedom for humanity and for people to be reasonable, not to act ridiculous about certain things that aren't even actually big issues. And I completely agree with that sentiment. I fully empathize with it.
You and me, we can burn what they build to the ground. Burn everything down. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this world down. Burn everything down. The whole world's falling to the globalist elite. They want one God, one leader, one currency. It's the cigarettes, the vaccines, the food that you eat.
That's fucking crazy that he just like echoed the whole Antichrist thing. I should really talk about that on my Christian channel. On my witnessing channel. I really should.
Either way, the deep state wants you 6 feet deep. Fill your headphones with music, reinforcing their beliefs, and replace your own thoughts with the lies on TV. It's a woke world, and we won't survive if we're asleep. So wake up before you rest in peace. Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they build to the ground. Burn everything down. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this world down. Burn everything down.
2 new albums. Shit, that's awesome, dude. So yeah, this was Woke World. Overall thoughts, honestly, like he echoed a couple of things that I've heard Charlie Kirk say in his stuff, and other debaters and stuff like that, other master debaters. And obviously, like, he doesn't only repeat like stuff that Charlie Kirk says. Like, obviously the rightist ideology is very very unifying in what they believe. So I think woke ideas in their core have very good grounding, but the people who choose to follow those ideas versus what those ideas actually mean are so different. They're so insanely different. Take human rights, for example. I think every human should be... every person has their own rights. If we're talking about in the core of the United States, every United States citizen has their unalienable rights to not be discussed. That's blanket. But where rights are like kind of tricky on what is a right and what isn't a right, that's where far leftists become very polarized and aggressive, especially, and far rightists become very apathetic. And I'm not saying that, you know what, I'm not even going to try and justify what I just said. So I think that there is some middle ground that we can find about issues that are plaguing our society today. And I think one of the biggest issues that we need to fix is foreign affairs. Definitely foreign affairs. If you guys want to hear like lectures or rants about like whatever's going on in the world, let me know, and I might start posting onto my lifestyle channel about some of that stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction, and go check out Tom McDonald's video for the full song, Woke World, and yeah, see ya.